What a sensational opportunity in Underdale. Now, I've had a lot of trouble keeping my co-partner here today's show, Mark Potter from Baker Young Stockbrokers, from rushing out the door to buy that property. So, Mark, what do you think? Pretty cool?
I think there's some opportunities there in the small commercial area or retail area. So,
and all the residential at the back?
The residential at the back. Well, one of the things about shares, you don't have to worry about the management of the portfolio so much. You don't have to worry about the tenants. So, that's one of the ththings that we'll certainly be talking about next week.
Yeah, but rents are on the rise. Didn't you see the paper today?
Oh, rents are on the rise, but you're not getting your fully franking, and your tax credits that are coming through on the shares are worth more than a little bit of a rent rise, I think.
Folks, Showdown 1 is on next weekend. Why don't we talk about it just now? The gloves are off next weekend. So next Wednesday, it's the Showdown. And what we'll have is the panel of two stockbrokers, Alan Young and Mark, against Greg Troughton and Emma Slate from the Real Estate Institute of South Australia, and I'm adjudicating, and the gloves are off. So let's get these gloves off, and we've got a couple of quick emails to get to. So these won't be around next week, I can tell you.
Money's in the blue corner.
Oh yeah, well we'll see. And the weekend will be good too for the Showdown, I might say. All right, now, a couple of serious questions. From D, mortgage rates, and this one I've picked specifically for you because hopefully you can answer this.
Sure.
I would think you probably know something. Mortgage rates are predicted to hit a horror 10% within the next 2 years as the Reserve Bank hikes rates to prevent runaway inflation. What are your thoughts on this, Mark? And this is from D.
Okay, well, D's quite right. The Reserve Bank will use monetary policy as a tool against inflation. Right now, we're not in a situation where they're necessarily using that tool for inflation. They're really more normalising interest rates. So we went through that whole global financial crisis period, and interest rates got cut significantly, from 6 to 3 in very quick time. And what we're going through at the moment, with the economy having stabilised, the Australian economy looking as strong as anyone in the globe, is that they're normalising that process. And that probably means it's going to take monetary policy over the next couple of years to somewhere between 5 and 6% as a sort of best guess. So that would mean that we're looking at rates more like, if you've got a 7% variable at the moment, that you're looking at between perhaps 8 and 9.
How does that impact on people in the share space? Does that impact on your clients?
Look, interest rates affects all investors. Interest rates is always something to keep a close eye on, because the rate of return that you can generate from investing in bonds or fixed interest, putting your money in the bank, is got to be balanced up against what I can get elsewhere in a share investment or a property investment. So it affects all asset classes for sure. And but generally, the Reserve Bank is raising rates, as you say, as a tool against inflation, as a tool to keep the economic strength at bay, and generally that means, rising rates generally means rising asset prices as well.
Now, Mark, you've got a real estate email there?
I have indeed, and this is very much directed for you, Anthony, and it's from Caitlin. And Caitlin says it was reported a couple of weeks ago we'll see fewer listings over the next few months because of the colder weather. This is going to force house prices up, she says. Should I wait to buy until after winter?
Right. Caitlin, a really good question. Winter is a time where there's always seasonally low numbers of properties available. The number of buyers hardly drops away at all. There's a scarcity of supply. So the best time to buy is late November, when the spring stock levels are at their maximum and when there's more opportunity to purchase. But winter buying, if you find the home you love, for goodness sake, don't buy something just because it's good value, unlike these guys. Buy something that you like or love and just enjoy it, because you're going to be in there for many, many years. So that's it for now, Mark. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
And next week, the gloves are off as we do Showdown 1, and you've got your partner in crime, Alan Young, and I hope he performs well next week, because you're going to need to.
Oh, Alan and I'll be here guns blazing, so don't worry about that. We're looking forward to it.
Should be great. Before we go to finish the show, hot properties, let's go and have a look at a few more properties where the action really is. Thanks for joining us again today on TOOP TV. Now, next week we have a special treat for you, the Great Debate. Showdown 1, property versus shares. We're going to have the big guns in town in the studio. It'll be fast, it'll be furious, so make sure you join us next week. We'll be back with SA's finest properties and get inside the best of the best. So next week, don't forget, the Great Debate, Showdown 1, property versus shares, the big guns, 1 o'clock Wednesday. Put it in your diary. See you then.